Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we are delighted to have you with us today. My name is Mark Rushton and I'm based in the UK and I am co-founder of the World BioEconomy Forum. I know that some of you are joining from around the world and are in different time zones, so I will say good day to you all and thanks for joining us. I'm actually a journalist myself, as well as co-founder of the forum, and I've been working in the forest products industries for around 25 years now, reporting on the major developments in the industry. And I can tell you that recently the concept of a circular bioeconomy is a massively hot topic in this sector. And this is why we formed the World Bioeconomy Forum 4 years ago. We realized that there needs to be a lot of dialogue and a lot of discussion in all areas relating to the bioeconomy, especially in its role in mitigating climate change. And it's not only dialogue, we need an action plan for the future, and that is what the forum is all about. It's about walking the talk. We cover all areas of the sector, from high-level politics and strategies to also the global industries and finance, and from the latest advances in bioproducts for consumers, and of course, the very important topic of looking to the future, which is all about education and learning. The bioeconomy, the circular bioeconomy, is a great place for young, bright minds to start careers, that is for sure. Our next forum will be held in Belém, capital of Para-State, Brazil, which is the gateway to the Amazon, a hugely important region to Brazil and, of course, the rest of the world. The event will be in Brazil from the 18th to the 20th of October, and you're going to hear all about this in our press conference, which will follow. So without any further ado, as we say in the UK, let's get on with the press conference. We would really like to have as many questions as possible from journalists present. And there are two ways you can do this. Either ask your questions in the chat, which you can see at the bottom of the screen, or put your hand up in the audience and we will open the mic for you. Let's hope that all the technology works there. So I will now introduce you to Jukka Kantila, who is chairman and founder and chairman of the World Bioeconomy Forum. Hi, Jukka. How are things in Finland?
Things look good here. Okay, thanks, Mark. We are getting towards winter. Not yet there, but there are already signs of it. So glad to be here today, and you are all warmly welcome to see this press conference of the World Bioeconomy Forum. Today we are having a quite important topics we would like to share. Very first time we are going to talk publicly about this four-pillar structure. What is in our DNA and what does it then mean and how do we then run? And certainly you will hear also about that World Bioeconomy Forum goes to Brazil live from Belém. So here is my agenda, what I'm going to tell you. So first of all, I would like to brief a bit what's all about on the World Bioeconomy Forum, something already mentioned by my colleague, Mark Rushton, and how do we then operate, just to get started with. And then I really go on for this four-pillar structure, and then my colleague Teresa Presas will then share you that what you will then expect from Belém, from our next forum. So firstly, when we have a look on this, the World Bioeconomy Forum, we think that we are a global platform for a circular bioeconomy. So gathering the stakeholders of this sector to learn together, and not only to learn, and also influencing the developments of this circular bioeconomy. We are pretty young. So this movement that, if I use that word, was established in 2018, and it was the very first forum was held September 2018. And I'm the founder that, together with Mark Rushton and Ira Greenberry. So all in all, this is based on a broad network of influential stakeholders within the bioeconomy, starting from the advisory board, which is very, very instrumental on us. And this is one of the guarantees that we could then ensure that our programs are always built up with the high quality standard. And as a result, you can see that what you will receive, and here in our next forum, it will take place in Belém. We have a basic rotation that we are having these forums every second year in the Northern Hemisphere, and every second year in the southern hemisphere. And that is meaningful because we think that there is no one fit all bioeconomy. Instead, there are bioeconomies which are always based on their own strengths. That's the reason it's good to do and make showcases in the various locations. So how do we then operate is that we are organizing these type of conferences and also the periodical round tables that which are always online. Our preference with the conference is certainly to have in-person conferences. So the next forum in Belém will be actually hybrid. There will be people in place, and on the other hand, it will be broadcasted worldwide. We think that we are information channel and we are engaging stakeholders within circular bioeconomy to our activities. We are also providing the networking platform. We are organizing members events like last time, yesterday, where we can go even deeper within this topic. And this is also a showcase because we think it is very, very, very important to make a showcase in the bio-based products. So right from the beginning in our program, we are always making the showcase, what kind of products and services one can then cultivate out of the biomass. And not only the product as said, it's also the service. So what do we then mean about this 4-pillar structure? I would like to guide you through. So this is certainly very, let's say, subjective picture that we are all surrounded with all kind of policies and all kind of trends. Like 1970, there was a lot of talking about pollution, acid rain, ozone depletion, and now there's climate change, which is very much the compelling and giving the major sort of input that for the policy makers, and it is affecting in all societies. We think that that mankind can resolve these challenges, like mankind could resolve the pollution, acid rain, that but that was not obvious on that time when we were surrounded by these challenges. We think that that very same will happen certainly for climate change. So no one knows that what will be the major policy then, or major driver for policies that after 2030. At least we don't know. Then when we have a look at these some very well established sort of movements, when it comes to sustainability, it's very well established and it's very much received, and this is already acting societies and the business environment, and it is very much launched in 1978 with this 3-pillar structure. It was then introduced by Gro Harlem Brundtland for the United Nations, and ever since it has been evolved. So like 2015, there's these 70 sustainable goals, which are nowadays quite well incorporated into the companies, let's say operation, and on the other hand, civil society. So this is very well established, and we are certainly supporting the sustainability. This is very important. On the other hand, when we have a look on this, the global warming, it is getting more and more obvious, and we think that is real. So we are very much hovering also in our measures to mitigate the climate change, and we just need to do. We cannot keep on stealing from our next generation. So within the circular bioeconomy, we have felt that there have been the mislink that this how you are then defining the bioeconomy, how you are defining circular bioeconomy, how to measure that. And that's the reason that we are now introducing this 4-pillar structure. It is inbuilt within the World Bioeconomy Forum. It is inbuilt all our activities. What do we do? So this is the way that you could then analyze the status of the circular bioeconomy, and not only analyzing. Then you can then derive actions based on it. I can explain a bit more. So firstly, this first pillar that we are having is that the bioeconomy, people, planet, policies. So within this pillar, that we are inviting politicians and regulators that to sharing their views that what's up in this bioeconomy and how they could then enhance the development of the bioeconomy. So right at the beginning in our program, since 2018, we are always having the very same topic that we are discussing. What's the status of the biostrategies globally? And today the situation is that globally there are 60 biostrategies established in the national level. Certainly there are regional bioeconomists, and there are even like an EU biostrategies. But nevertheless, it's very instrumental to having these biostrategies because in place, because they are the paving the way that the biostrategy is accepted and then is giving the sort of umbrella to all thinking. And this sector in our case is run by Dr. Christian Paterman, known as a grandfather for the European bioeconomy, and we are certainly having a global perspective. Like in Latin America, there are now few countries who are having that, and I think that we will hear something more once we are getting to Belém. So this is the pillar number number one, sorry. And then when it comes to the pillar number two, it's not enough that all the politicians are then guiding that this circular bioeconomy. In order to, let's say, materialize it, it certainly requires a sort of a contribution from the corporates and from the financial world. That's the reason we have named this pillar 2 as a global leaders and financial world, where we are then inviting the leaders that to telling that what does it then mean to operate in this field? What are their desire to go and enhance in circular bioeconomy? So they will be like this time that like from Brazil, that CEO of the Natura will be there in place, and then there will be also other executives, and then this financial world is that what kind of programs they are let's say dedicated to get the support and foster this sector. So these kind of issues we are then covering with this pillar 2. Then when it comes to pillar 3, we think this in order to be sort of viable, that it requires consumers engagement. How you are then engaging them? Our response is that we need to make a showcases. What type of, let's say, bioproducts they do exist and are evolving, and not only the products but also the services. So that's the reason we have these bioproducts around us, where we are typically having the companies and institutes. They are then telling that what kind of, let's say, products they are then offering to ordinary consumer. And we think that this is important in that respect, that once you are doing sort of source of your product, you can then pay attention to your own everyday choices, that what kind of products you are then using. And that's a way again to enhance the bio-based future. Then what is then left is that certainly look into the future, and basically this can be 360 degrees forever. So we need to be also within the World Bioeconomy Forum selective, and we are selecting topical issues to be then covered. Like last year we were talking about the education and next generation. So how we make this value chains of the bioeconomy viable. So we will have showcases from all over the world, and sharing their experiences. And this year when we are still at least, let's say, the partially affected by the pandemic, we trying to find answers that for this health matter to via bioeconomy. So there will be a panels that build on that. So that's the reason we have this look into the future. So all in all, we have these 4 pillars, and so it is continuous process that to evaluate what's the status of the circular bioeconomy. And within the World Bioeconomy Forum, we are doing that in a global level, and like now that this 2021, we started this evaluation or in the beginning of this year within the advisory report, what I mentioned already in the beginning. Then we would already have this declaration with this sort of summarizing this analysis it is almost ready, and we are now engaging also to get speakers and panelists to that process, so they can provide their input on these sectors. And finally, the delegates within the forum will participate to refining the declaration. So all in all, as a result, we are having then the declaration, which is then notifying that what was topical on the circular bioeconomy in year 2021. You will hear that once hopefully you are then joining our forum, and then you will also hear that that what do we think that how to improve this sector. So that is then written down into the declaration. So this is what do we mean by this 4 pillar structure. So what do we have within the forum? What do we have in all our activities? I stop here, and I would like to hand over back to Mark. Mark, please.
Mute. That's a very common phrase in our world now. You're on mute.
Okay.
So excellent. Thank you very much for that, Jukka. We'd like to now introduce Teresa Preces, who's one of our highly esteemed advisory board members at the forum. Teresa is a consultant in the forestry and bioeconomy world and is well known in the global industry as the former Director General of CEPI, which is the Confederation of European Paper Industries. Teresa is going to tell us about Belém and about the program. So Teresa, welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody, and pleasure being here and telling you about Belém and about our conference in Belém. So why Pará? Ours is a global reach, but there are different bioeconomies. Pará, as one of the Amazon states in Brazil, is home for the world's largest natural resources, an enormous potential to be used sustainably. So Pará is the economy of biodiversity. Actually, the bioeconomy in Pará is based on what they have always been doing, collecting seeds, local fruits, products that have been in the Amazon forever, and bringing them up to scale their production and turn them into profitable products, commodities, to actually improve the local economy and the livelihood of local communities. That is the reason to go to Pará, to exchange views, experiences, to advance the bioeconomy, to discuss, to understand its diversity, to share all the rich examples going on around the world, and to create networks as well. So this is why we are going to Belém, with the eyes put in the Amazon while reaching out to the world. Now, what will happen in Belém? As in every World Bioeconomy Forum, speakers come from many countries. Brazil, of course, Peru, Colombia, other Latin American companies, China, Indonesia, Europe, US. And we will be focusing around, as Jukka described, our 4 fundamentals: policies, business, products, and the future. The opening session will have Brazil Vice President Hamilton Mourão, who is also the chairman of the National Council of Legal Amazonia. The governor of Pará, Helder Barbalho, of course, is our host. He will also be in the opening statement, and the president of the World Circular Bioeconomy Forum that you just heard. So the first panel, as Jukka said, will be conducted by Dr. Christian Paterman. Not only is he the father or grandfather of the bioeconomy in Europe, but he's one of the most knowledgeable persons in this area. And he will be then conducting the panel on biostrategies worldwide. First, there will be 2 keynote speakers by former Environmental Minister of Brazil, and by Dr. Carlos Nobre, who is the co-chair of the scientific panel of Amazon. Then they will have 4 countries and regions that will present their official bioeconomy strategies and, most important of all, plans for implementation. So there will be, actually it's 5 countries and regions: Colombia, Catalonia, Portugal, Indonesia, East Africa. The second session is about business, industry, investments, production. Within this second session, there will be 2 panels. The first panel will be moderated by Michael Nettersheim, and it will be on sustainable financing. He is himself the managing partner of the European Circular Bioeconomy Fund, so very much in tune. Sustainability and combating climate change requires high investment levels, as we know. We are seeing the financial world organizing around this issue. The larger investments companies in the world are actually informing their clients that sustainability is now the new standard for investing. And they believe that the new zero net transition will transform the world economy profoundly. So this is what this panel will be discussing. And there will be some very high executives from both international and national institutions, namely Gustavo Montesano, who is the president of Brazil Development Bank. And there will be also Sergio Real, the CEO of Santander for Latin America. And so there will be the first panel in the second session, sorry. Now, second panel in this session, we call it Global Leaders and Finance in the World. It's actually about business, let's put it that way. Will be dedicated to global leaders, representatives of industries. It has often been said that industry is part of the solution, and the actually industry that implements the bioeconomy, transforms resources into materials and materials into products. So participating in this panel will be 5 high executives, will be equipment suppliers as well as producers, among them the two very large Brazilian companies, Klabin, a forest-based company, the largest Latin American paper packaging company actually, and will be represented by its CEO, Cristiano Teixeira, and the CEO of Natura, João Paulo Gonçalves Ferreira. Then, of course, there will be time for dinner and for getting together and for networking. Day 2 will start with 2 keynote speakers from FAO and the United Nations Trillion Tree Campaign. 2 panels will discuss the tangible bioeconomy. The bioeconomy delivers services, materials, products in the value chain. So as Yuka said, Ida Greenberry will chair the first panel on feedstocks and services provided by the bioeconomy. She will animate the discussion involving NGO, researchers, companies, and international institutions. Materials and resulting products is the topic of the next session. So one is about feedstocks and services, and here is materials and products. The bioeconomy has to engage with the consumers, with the end users, through products that they use every day. For example, as textiles and cars and others. So this session will be showcasing these developments, and there will be representatives from companies, namely Spinova and Braskem. They will always be also be putting forward trends which is very important, trends in the bioeconomy resulting activities. Session 4, Jukka also talked about it, looking to the future. The first panel will be moderated by Ricardo Abramovay, and it will be related to the bioeconomy in the tropical context. As we said earlier, the bioeconomy has its own specificities according to the context. So we will hear about representatives, officials from researchers, academics from Bolivia, Venezuela, Africa. The role of indigenous knowledge is also a major asset, and if I may say so, for this discussion. It should be interesting, exchanging all these different types of challenges that provide livelihoods to different communities. Then last but not least is panel 6. Jukka mentioned that last year looking to the future was mainly based in education and training for younger generations to really advance and make yours, have some kind of ownership of this very innovative and not really new, but continuously very innovative economic activity. This year, this session will be coordinated by Professor Mark Rudnitsky from Michigan University, and will be focusing on, will be leading the participants in the panel to bring the discussion to health and the bioeconomy. In the current pandemic, this is, we believe, a very important topic. Solutions, health solutions, pharmaceutical, and the US is very much on this, but so is the Amazon. We would be surprised by the amount of medicines that the Amazonian communities and people take out of the forest. So it should be, this session on bioeconomy and health should bring some views on this particular role of the bioeconomy. Obviously, as you can see in the slide, there will be lunch every day, and there will be, as I said earlier, moments for interaction and having some fun, I hope. The last day, day 3, will be organized in workshops. As Jukka said, we've been working, the advisory board has been devoting a lot of time since February on the 2021 declaration. But we want participants to be part of the process, to bring their learnings, to bring their new views on this whole topic and on what was discussed during the conference. So after these workshops, towards the end of the morning, we will update the declaration with the input from the participants and launch the declaration 2021. And then we hope everybody will have learned a lot, will go home with more knowledge and more richness about all this topic about our planet and about the Amazon. So, Mark, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions? I'm just getting used to this technology here, and I may have some, and there have been, I haven't actually seen any yet. Is there anybody who wants to raise their hand? Let's see. We do have some people in the audience, so you'd be most welcome. And Teresa even speaks Portuguese, so if anybody's shy about speaking...
Happy to translate.
Actually, I think it would be a good opportunity to ask Jukka, because Jukka's actually been down to Belém and had a look at and experienced, what we're going to experience there in a couple of weeks' time. So can you maybe just tell us a little bit more, Jukka, about your trip?
Yeah, with pleasure. I would say that, you will all love it for sure. It is a marvelous location, to have these next forum. So by the reason also mentioned by Teresa, so we can really make a good showcase what's up in bioeconomy in Belém, and so all these cuisines. So and with the hospitality, what will be then provided by the local host, because how do we then operate that? We are then providing these hosting opportunities to the locations who are having an interest to have these forums. So that's the reason we are in Belém, and thanks to the state government of the Para state. We will come later on where we are standing in 2022. So, but what I can say other than that, it is a safe location. It's safe to get in there, and gradually we just need to get to see each other, as we are seeing these well enough these video conferences. So it's really good to feel that, have a cup of coffee, maybe glass of wine, and interact with each other, because by doing that, people are most creative when they see each other. And I can say that it was really safe in terms of the pandemic, and I make that flight. Several flights actually took somewhat 20 hours to get in there. So all these connections, but from Finland, we are far away from everything. But but nevertheless, it was safe to get in there, and it was safe to be in there. So having a look now, how the things are developing when it comes to the pandemic. So people are very prone on vaccines, and you can see that out of the results. So the vaccination rates when it comes to COVID-19 are about the level of Germany or US. You cannot read that much, but that's really then the case. And people are disciplined. They were wearing the masks. They were keeping the social distance. It might be the different. In Finland it's easier to keep in the social distance, but it's very challenging in Brazil, but still it was then the case. And we can see, you have seen that the numbers, they are getting in the better direction. And also, like always, it's not the authorities who are deciding on behalf of you. You have your responsibility that, how do you then behave? Are you respecting others? Are you then having a vaccination? So if you are disciplined at home, you can be disciplined also in Brazil or in abroad. So certainly we will get there, and to having this forum.
Okay, excellent. We have some questions for you, which is fantastic. From Marina Falerios from Fast Markets Risi from down in Sao Paulo, actually. Welcome, Marina. So she says, hello, everyone. Congratulations for the event, which is really nice. But very important question. Can you let me know the document from the forum? Will it have concrete targets for nations and companies that sign it? What is the final goal? Presumably, this is for the declaration, Jukka, which is really important.
Yeah. I think so. That how do we then operate so that how did I then explain it that carried on by Teresa? So it is a continuous process. It is a continuous process, and we are engaging all the participants who are there in place, that they are behind. They do know what do we then talk. We are not signing that as per se, but we are engaging everybody to this declaration. What do we do? And it is then the continuous process. And what do we do now is that, as I show you that, the link to mitigating climate change, the link for the to sustainability, what do we do is that, now we are in talks with the COP26. This is the big bunch of tools that we are offering to COP26 in Glasgow, that have a look at what the bioeconomy can do, that really the professionals all over the world has been then contributing on this topic. So this is that is we are offering sort of ready-made plate that what could be then done. So this is a continuous process. And then when we have a look about sustainability is 3 pillars, and then about also the biodiversity. it is inbuilt also in our case, like we have last time this even in the program. So when we have roundtable last time, diversity that we are giving the respect, it's inbuilt in our DNA that we are taking account. So this is the document what we are then sharing also the biodiversity conference. That this is then role of the circular bioeconomy, and please take a look on that and what does it then mean. So that is the way how do we then influence.
Okay, we have another question for you from Alan Bordolo. I'm not sure where Alan is from. Maybe he'll send me a chat on it, but it's a very good question as well, which is one of the greatest discussions about the development of Amazon is how to contemplate its traditional people in the process. How will the forum approach the needs of the Amazon traditional people in the panels?
Yeah, we have engaged that also the indigenous people that they are part of this. That in this session 4 we are having a panel, so that we are really balancing that what's up in circular bio. We can really say that we are taking into account that different drivers affecting on the bioeconomy. So this is a really the holistic approach. And like last week we have the roundtable together with Brazilian friends. We were specifically having a look that what does the bioeconomy mean for Brazil and to the Amazon. And there we have the speakers also, and it was one of them was indigenous people, and we do know very well that the role of it within the Amazon. In Amazon, it's occupied 20 million people are living there, and indigenous people are a bit less than 1 million. We are talking about big number of people, and certainly we need to give in the respect. We are not going to go there though that we are saying that you should do this and that, and though this is not the way, this is not our approach. That's the reason we are engaging the different parties in the communication to have a more mature declaration as we are doing.
May I hook on what you were saying, Jukka? I think what we really want to live, as Jukka was saying, there will be a number of local people involved, including in the panels. We really want to leave a trace. We want to bring along and be along with different stakeholders, and the Amazon is a very important one. So as Jukka was saying, we're not going to teach them, okay? Together with the state, we are opening up for that. And Jukka mentioned some indigenous people. I would like to mention some business people. There is this company called Natura, and they are involved in the Amazon. Most of you might know they are one of the biggest, certainly the biggest in Latin America company involved in cosmetics, and they work with the Amazon people. They work in the Amazon. The Amazon people are their suppliers for and partners to develop those products based on local products. So I think this is very important. It's not just it is of course the local communities, but it is involving them in partnerships. Nobody, and this is what we would like to bring from there, from this. It's the partnership. It's the concept that nothing is done alone. We need these partnerships. Okay, so I just wanted to add on this, Jukka.
Yeah.
Actually, the roundtable discussion we had last week, Alan, was excellent. It was really good. It was hugely diverse. We were very impressed because the Paris State actually organised the roundtable, and Indigenous people were very prominent there. There was an excellent guy who spoke there. So if you want the link to that, it's easy to watch again. Really good.
And Indigenous people, it's researchers and universities and the people dealing and working with Indigenous people right now, right? Like Carlos Nobre, he's the chairman of the Council of the Amazon. So there are people that are linking up to them. Okay, sorry, I will shut up.
Fantastic. We have another question here from Marina again, and that is, how are you attracting the financial market to this debate? We see many companies issuing sustainability-linked bonds, but the financial markets want to see cash results from it. can you comment how the forum will help the financial players to track companies with best practices?
Yeah, that's a good question, but okay, Marina, that okay, and how do we then do so? Okay, that again, making some good case examples, like okay, like last year, okay, in our forum we have okay speaker from Citibank, and nowadays more and more the financial institutes they have okay sort of dedicated departments on this. They are also okay navigating that okay how to get okay engaged to this sector, and actually they love it to get engaged with us because we are telling that okay the latest movement, what's up with okay the bioeconomy. There will be product cases, there will be investment cases, so it is an interaction between these the different groups. Now when it comes to okay this okay there is a growing interest anyhow to natural based investment. There are several let's say initiatives which are on the way. I'm not only talking about taxonomy, which is sort of even harnessing some extent. I'm not talking about that, but for example, okay, if we have a look like okay, Chatham House or any other, let's say okay, these major institutes who are having a look on this, that there is now okay desire from investors that how to tap into natural based investment, and you know it's sometimes quite challenging to get invested because of okay the dimensions when it comes to natural investments are huge. We all know all these dimensions. It's not like that okay your gadget that you are having mobile phone. It's here. You can know what you invest. But once you are talking about hey, let's go and invest to the forest, there are a lot of okay dimensions, and you get the appetite so much that you are fed up before the main course. So we try to simplify that. Okay, what does it then mean? And okay, that is that okay, they are coming to us. And for example, okay, this year forum there will be Chatham House, okay, Anna Young, who will tell about this. What do they do in order to sort of, let's say, okay, simplify the process to get invested to get the natural based investment. So these sort of things, what do we then do? So maybe Teresa, you can comment.
No, I just want to add that you probably know, Marina, that I think it was last year that 3 major banks in Brazil got together in an alliance to really provide financial resources, in some cases with no costs or time costs attached, to help and to draw the attention of the business community and the politicians to the need to support that region and also the local communities to develop. And one of those banks was Santander. We will have in our panel Sergio Real, who is the CEO of Santander for Latin America and who was one of the drivers behind this initiative. So there are, and Yuka was saying, there are many different ways, but when it comes to forest, it's even a different story because it's a matter of time, and investors don't want to take the time to see the trees grow. But in Amazon, it's all this nature grows faster.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any other questions? I can't see any other questions in the chat, but they were really good questions. Thank you for those, everybody. I think that we are coming to the end. Is there anything else, Yuka or Teresa, you would like to say?
Just that we'd love to see you all there.
Yeah, indeed. So
in a short,
looking forward, and it will be really a hybrid event. So it will be broadcasted. That okay, we will certainly send you an invitation that okay, you can then follow up. And this is a continuous process. That once we are getting this done in Brazil, we are then looking up already for the year 2022, and people come up with okay news about the location where do we then stand. Okay, in 2022. So looking forward to see you in Belém. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, excellent, everybody. I'm planning to go to Belém myself, but I have to quarantine for 14 days first.
That's really commitment.
Probably in Finland, where I do a lot of work anyway. So thank you very much for joining us, everybody, and I wish you well, and hopefully we'll see you in Belém. Thank you very much.